Okay, so yesterday we have discussed about these two modules. And so we are using HPALM. Okay, and it's like test management tool, unit application lifecycle management. Okay, so we are discussing various modules in this. So we have requirement module. So we have completed requirements, test plan, where we write the test cases, and test lab, where we execute the test cases. So we basically pull out the test cases from the test plan and execute the test cases in test lab. And the next module is defects module. So we'll go to the defects module. So let's go in detail the defects module. Okay. So to open a defect, you have this, you can open a defect which is located, right, upper left corner. You click on that, you can open a new defect. Okay, so before that, right, so there was one question, right? There was one interview question. So how many ways can you open a defect in ALM? Can anyone answer that? So whoever didn't get a recording or videos, right, just send me an email to my email ID. It's like manu@itmaker.com. So I'll add you in the list. Okay. So send me an email at manu@itmaker.com. So I'll add you in the list so that you will get the recordings. Okay. So anyone how do you open there are how many ways you can open a defect in HPLM? So that was the interview question. Okay. So there are 3 ways. So there are more than 3 ways. Okay. So one way is opening a defect in the defect section. That is moving your going to defects module and clicking a new defect. Okay. So that is one way. The other way is to open a defect in the test lab module. Okay. So you can go here and click on this and go to link defect and you can open a new defect. Okay, so this is one, this is another way. And the other way, the other way of opening this defect is while you're executing this, let's say this is the test set, right? Click on that. When you're trying to execute it, you have this. Oops. When you're trying to execute this, we can open right from here. This is new defects. So 3 ways we have completed it, 3 ways. And there are more than 3 ways actually. So one more way is to open defect in the test plan. Okay, go to test plan module and whichever here, go to defects and open it. This is 4th way of opening a defect. So you don't want to open a defect from the test plan because this is nothing to do with any defect session. They have made this, but I mean this is not. I mean it's not useful. I mean, you have this link defects you have this, but don't use it. I mean, because you will get confused with the test lab. This is pretty much confusing if you say, because you don't want two or three things at the same time, right? You have this link defects in this test plan. If you are linking with the test lab, you will not find that defect in the test plan. And when you're linking this test plan, you will not find in test lab. So it's confusing. So better don't use any features in this test plan. If if you are intending, stick to one. Rather use things which is test plan, use things in the test lab. I would recommend to use in the test lab because all the execution part will be done in the test lab. So whatever the linking defects or opening defects, don't do it in test plan. Why? Because you'll get confused. Because if you forget, let's say you have opened some through test plan, now you don't know, you're not able to find those linking feature in a test lab because you open to test plan. Okay, so technically, if you ask me, there is no need of these things here. They just added to confuse. Okay, because all these things are not required. One or two steps would be good, but these other things. Okay. So that's the way, three ways. So one is from the defects module, the other is test lab module, and the other is when you're executing the test case. Okay. There are three ways to open a defect. Okay. So let's open a defect. Click on. So this is a similar way what we have done in the rally. So similar thing. So let's say I'm opening a defect in shipping and handling. Okay. So I just put the naming conventions. Similar. Okay, shipping and handling issue. View online product and to open it. So normally you won't require this. It's a critical issue or production issue, you want to put it in start so that assign to. So if you are only if you are only writing test cases, then you want to assign to the QA list or a QA tester. So let's say you are a QA tester and you want to assign it to the QA list. Don't want to analyze this. Okay. So but here QA analyst and QA tester are same. So we'll just awesome category defect browser and look for version date fixed time. So fixed time should be completed by the developer. How much time should get fixed? Work area. Some specific area in a project. Let's say your billing system or it's a catalog system. Okay, or just like booking system. So it's for the area of the product. Okay. So let's say we have this application ready. So we just use this and plan storage version. So we want this priority. So we'll just put it as medium. Reproducible, yes. See, sometimes reproducible defects are reproducible, and sometimes they are not. Okay. So so non-reproducible defects, right? Let's check. So this is a defect, right? But there are non-reproducible defect, which you cannot reproduce over and over. So you can, some of the defects you can reproduce, reproduce, but some of them, So in that case, you want to put as no. So you want to explain the developer, and you want to give the screenshot. That at that time, screenshot becomes very mandatory because it's not reproducible. And how does the developer know that it's not reproducible? Because you need to give screenshot when you are putting as reproducible as no. Yes. Severity, medium, status. So in this right, you cannot open as a open status. Okay, you need to open as a new, then okay, you want to open a defect as new and then change the status to open. Okay, so because you cannot open the status right from open. Okay, because it not let you to open that. So in Rally you can do that. So subject, which subject you are working on? Yes. Yes. Each time. So this is job of a developer. Closing date and should be closed before 23rd. So we can close 23rd. So which cycle that it belongs to? You want to put a cycle or just leave it blank? So in this case, it is optional values. So there are mandatory values which are in the red color. Make sure you put that. Okay, optional values. You need to put that optional values too. Okay, such as name of the developer, but you need to check with your lead and you can put that. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, if you want to open a old defect, see old defect, if you want to open it, so normally you don't want to open old defects because it will be just closed, right? Once it's closed, it's closed. You want to open a new one, you want to open a brand new defect. But let's say the defect is not fixed and let's say like the defect is rejected, then you want to reopen that defect. Okay, so they say it's fixed. Okay, but when you're testing that defect is not fixed, then you want to reopen it. So in that scenario, you can reopen, but if the defect is already closed and it's been like 1 month or something, more than 1 month, then you don't want to open that defect. Okay, unless specified by a lead. Okay, but normally you can open a brand new defect. Same thing. Just put a release in. Auto. Put a cycle. So this information should be filled. Okay, so it should be always filled. Target is. Let's say this is going to next release. We want to put it as velocity. Okay. So once all this information is filled, then you want to write some of the information saying that okay, shipping and handling. Fee is showing as $5 even okay, so we'll just put for more information. More please see the below. Okay, so just make sure you have a screenshot. So we'll take this screenshot. Okay, so we just put this. When you're trying to order large quantity, right, we are getting this issue saying that $5. Take a screenshot and okay, I just put this and make sure you want to select one of those. Just here. This. Okay, so I'm just select this rectangle section. Okay, so try this. You can have this option here, insert image similar to Rally. Okay, just insert it, upload image. Can reduce the size to what size we want. So let's change the size to, oops. Make sure you highlight this. Okay. We want to upload it. See, these are some, that this makes work more slow. Okay, so for everything in you need to delete, you need to move, so all those things. So that's why HTML is a little bit slow. You ask me, because okay, now this is good. Okay. Now put as add, and here we can attach the screenshot. Okay, so make sure you guys attach the screenshot. Okay. Most important, when it's not reproducible, then of course you need to attach the screenshot and click on submit. Okay, so we have submitted the defect. Close, and we have got defect number as 145. Okay, and here you need to make sure the status should be always as open, not as new. Okay, the same story what we have done in the Rally, right? You have to put it as open. If you don't put it open, then that this defect may not go to the respective developer. Okay, and it might not get an email. And if they don't get an email, so they'll say just that, I never got an email. Okay, even if you send them an email saying that, hey, I opened this defect and defect number is 145, they don't respond because it's a new, they don't have this access to change it to open to, okay, new to fixed. You need to put it to open, then only they can, change it from open to fixed. Okay. So all these are access levels. So access levels don't get, if you're not following this, so there might be access issues. Okay. So make sure put it as open when you're trying to send. Okay. Any questions so far? So let's change assign to. Assign to is the developer. So yes, okay. Detected by is so tester. Whoever is responsible tester is doing it. Okay, so this is the defect. Okay, so we have successfully created a defect. Let's learn about the linking this defect. Okay, so this defect is no use until you link the defect. So in Rally, it's pretty much easy because you're working on the same user story and you're opening the same work product. Here, you have opened, completely a different module. Okay, altogether complete different module. So what happens right here? The user story, the requirement, the test cases don't get linked here. In Rally, it's automatic. Okay, so that's easy, so it gets linked. Here it doesn't. So you need to link this defect. Why do you need to link? Let's say you're working on 3 to 4 projects and you've opened like 3 to 4 defects. Okay, one day you have opened like 4 defects. If you don't know which defect belongs to which test case, then it might be confusing for you. Okay, so not only for you, but the lead gets confused saying that, okay, so we have opened 4 defects, which belongs to which? Okay, how do I know which defect is for which test case? Okay, so you might not remember. So that's the reason you need this linking feature. And also, right, when you want to tell, you want to let others know that these many defects are there, they have to check it out, right? They can only check it out through the linking feature. Okay, so let's link this defect. So to link this, let's say your this defect number is 145. Go to test lab. Okay, select our projects, that is 8, and click on link defects module, link defects tab. In that tab, add a link defects. Oops. No. Link existing defects and defect number 145. Okay, so now you have successfully linked this defect to this. Okay, so let's say you are working on 5 to 6 sets of test cases. Then you need to link each defect with the another defect. I mean with the test case. Okay, so each and every defect should be linked. If you are not linking, then you will be in confusion because which defect belongs to which test case, which project. Okay, so all those things. So you need to link this defect. So we have successfully linked this defect, and now if we go in execution plate, here you will find the link icon here generated. Okay, to show up here, click on refresh. Oops. Okay, good. So this is pretty much confusing, as I told you, not good. So basically, you don't even want to link this here. Okay. To link that defect, click on this GMO online, and this window shows up, and go to the link defects and link the existing defect 145 and link it. Okay. Refresh it. Now it's linked. You see this icon? So this was not showing up when you link this defect because see these things are they've made it a completely different thing. So not sure why this tab is for, because you're not using even this tab. You're using the tab which is this. Click on this and click on link defects and you're linking here. Okay, not that tab. So that tab is nowhere related to this test set. So again, that is a completely different thing. So don't get confused. Use this to link this. Okay, don't use this tab. See, sometimes you might get an email. So let's say if your defect gets rejected, right? If that's automatic, then you'll get an email. Okay. If it is not automatic, then you need to check it manually. So, you want to check daily your defect, saying that, okay, what happened? If sometimes they don't update, and you can check with them saying that, hey, did you get any chance, to look into my project? Did you had any did you get any time to look into my defects? Then they will say, okay. So not always you get an email. Normally it should go, just you have this option, right? Send by email. Yes, put it here. And I want to try this. So here you can send, but not always. Okay. This might not go always and it might not work always. Okay, so email may not be always a better option for HPL. Okay. Once it's linked, so here you see this icon changes into this chain icon. You just click on refresh. Okay, so you need to refresh for everything. Click on refresh, and here you get this chain icon here. That means this defect is linked with your existing test cases. So now you know that when you click on this link option, that particular test case shows up here. So you can see which test case this is. Okay, go to here. And not showing this. So, but here you go this particular defect. When you click on this, click on 145, and this defect shows up here. Okay, so this is how you have to link one defect to the test case, one defect to the another test case, because we need to know which defect which belongs to which test case. In Rally, you're not worrying about any linking feature because it's automatic. It's automatic, because whenever you're working on particular requirement, particular user story, all these are integrated into one. So whenever you're trying to open any defect, that is automatically getting open to that user story unless you change the work product. Okay, so let me show you. So when you're trying to open a defect in Rally, see this projects, it's getting updated, and user story, you see this, it's automatically getting linked. So that's the reason you are not manually linking here, but HPLM you need to do all this manually. To not, so even this has an option to do is automatic. When you're trying to run a test case, and you're opening a defect, it gets linked automatically. But that's a tedious work, because I need to put information and screenshot and all those things. So it may not always be convenient to open a defect right from the running your test case. So better to open a defect from defects module and attach the screenshot. So this is all about linking the defect. Any questions in this? We are not doing linking in Rally because it's automatic. It's Rally is taking care of that. But here you want to link by manually. And as I told you, why do we need linking? Because let's say you have opened 4 to 5 test, 4 to 5 defects. Now you need to know which defect belongs to which test case. Your boss has to know. Your manager has, your lead has to know, and your developer has to know. So everyone has to know. So that's the reason you want to link it, so that it makes them easier. So which project you're working on and which test case you're exactly working on, what's exactly the issue is. Okay, so that's about the defect. Okay, so when you are assigned to, when you click on assign, right? So you see this Alex underscore ALM. So that means it's supposed to get an email to him saying that the defect is open. Once the status changes to open, it has to go to a developer email, or else you can send it. Just click on this, and you have this option send by email. You see this send to assign to. Click on that. Alex.email and send me copy. It's a different story. It doesn't go, but I'll show you this. Okay, and click on send. Oops. Okay. So let's do this. Okay. So that's how you can send an email. If you think like your defect has been well. Oh, we do. We do have that assign to option. Okay, in Rally. So let me show you. But the naming convention is different. Okay. So here we say like owner. You see this owner. You see this owner. So that is actually the owner of defect is always the developer. Submitted by the tester, and owner is the developer. Okay, who are the developers here? And need to put the name. Okay, you'll be having this, anyway you'll be having, because when you're trying to report it, so it has to go to the developer, because developer has to fix it. Okay, any more questions? So we also have this option, comments. Let's say, um, let's say this defect is not going to this release. Okay, it's going to the next release. So as a tester, I don't know, okay, what the developer has decided and what meetings. So there will go a lot of meetings on this defect. Okay, so they will be having a lot of meetings and lot of planning sessions and all those things. Okay, let's say they have decided to move this issue to the next release because this is not business critical issue. Okay, so this is not business critical issue. So they have decided to move this defect into next release. So what they do is like sometimes, what you can do is like, add comments. Let's say if they want to add this comment and want to write it here saying that and so here they can anyone can add comments as tester or developers, project manager. So here what it makes easy to the people who are, especially to your managers, okay, saying that okay, so they have decided to move this defect into the next release. So that means you need not worry about this anymore. You need to worry about the next defects. Okay, so this is the comment section to make everyone in the team to understand what's going on with this issue. Because if this is not get fixed, okay, so everyone will be top of this, right? So what's going on with this? Why it's not fixed? How much time will it take? Because this is going to release next week, and if it's not fixed, how are you going to move with that? Okay, all those things. So to avoid this confusion, you'll be having this option as to add this comment. Okay. So let's move to the next one. So you have these various tabs here. Okay, description, attachment. So if you have attachment, you can attach here. But whatever attachment you're attaching here will not display like this. This is kind of screenshot which is available right in front of the snippet. Okay, and if you want to attach, you can attach. So if you want to attach one more defect, let's say I want to attach one more defect. So you have attached one more. Okay. Uh, I didn't understood your question. Like, what is your question? Will tester be final decision for what defect on it? What do you mean? Like, are you trying to say like the defect now open is like by the tester, or can it be more specific? So once you have opened defect, right? So let's say you have opened a defect on particular feature, normally feature or functionality. Let's say the functionality is not working. So as I told you, first you need to check with the lead. Okay. You'll be having all the requirement documents. Let's say for all the requirement document, and you'll be checking with that. And requirement document doesn't show up. I mean, it's not. It doesn't have in that. Okay. Or it's something wrong. Then you need to check with your lead. Okay. Once you check with the lead, saying that hey, this is a issue. So then lead will guide you, saying that okay, so this is an issue. Okay, it's not an issue. They'll say okay, it's not an issue. Don't worry about it. If it's an issue, then you need to open a ticket. That's how you need to proceed to start with. Okay, you always need to check with your lead. Okay, does it make sense? So if you don't check with your lead, so you don't know is it a defect or not, because you might have access to the documents, but documents may not be updated. So then the lead asks, okay, so why don't you see the new documents? New documents are in a different URL or different SharePoint. So now once you get access to that, then you can see the new documents, and then you can start testing based on that. Okay. Sometimes document changes because they keep versions, different version 1, version 2, version 3. So documents keep on changing. So you also need to make sure, are you accessing the correct document? No, then you need to check with your lead or developer or architect, whoever the guy responsible for it, and you need to update that. Okay. Does it make sense? So you also have this screenshot of snapshot. Okay. So let's say you have this snapshot. Take this snapshot. Let's put it here. Oh, I never use this feature. So just not something. They are taking this snapshot. Let's try one thing. You have click on this, right? So what you can do is, like, let's say you open close everything. Yes. Click on snapshot. Okay, good. Now it's good. Okay. Now you want to take it as this, and okay. So you want to modify, you can modify, and capture. Now, if you want, like, you want to say that there's something issue with this part of this application, you want to select this, and this is what you get, and you want to, circle it or something. Click on this and red color, and shipping. save it. Okay. So here, you can have this snapshot too. Okay. So snapshot, so this has a little good feature. So, to use this feature, you want to minimize all these applications, whatever is there in the desktop, and you want to open this application, and you want to open only this, and you click on this snapshot, and then click on this rectangle option and select this. Okay, so this is one feature that you have this in HPALM, where you can take the snapshot. Okay, so which is not there in in Rally, but this saves some time, of course, but it's a good feature, but not really important. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the next. Any questions so far? Okay, so let's go to the next one. So let's go to the link defects. Okay, so these are linked entities. Okay, these are linked entities. So here you can also link one defect to another defect. Here you can see so far we linked a defect to the test case. Here we can also link one defect to multiple defects. Okay, for example, right? Let's say the reason for this is, okay, let's say you have this, you are working on this defect and you assign to the developer, and developer rejects the defect. You assign, you open a defect, but developer rejects the defect. He says, there is already a defect for this. Please check with your, lead, or check with your team. Okay, there is already a defect for this. So what you'll do is, like, let's say you found out what the defect number is, but you know that you cannot close this defect unless that defect is fixed, because this defect is dependent on that defect. Okay, and developer rejected this, saying that, okay, we already have this defect, so we are not going to opening redundant defects. We don't want 2-3 defects. One defect is fine. So in that case, what you do is you link that defect. Okay, so let's say that let's say this 127. Let's say that number and you want to link it. I'll just put 127. Link it. So here, once that event gets fixed, so now which defect is linked. So once you click on this, now you want to see which defect and see that what's the status of this defect. And once you know the status, is it fixed or is it still developer are still working? Okay. And once it's fixed, you want to fix this issue too. You want to close this defect. Okay. So the reason you want to link is because you want to track. You want to track that previous defect, so that you can close this defect, because this is a dependent defect, right? So that's the reason you need this linking different entities. Okay, sometimes this also will get linked with this user stories, okay, such as requirements. Okay, so this gets linked. Okay, sometimes you need to link those requirements so that that defect belongs to that one. Okay, so the first bit, let's quickly check that. We have this requirements option, right? We have this link defects series. Link. Oops. 147. So this is used to again this So this is a different issue, but you can also link. Okay. So you can also link this defect to this defect, saying this, okay, this user story requires, this defect. So that's how you do the linking. Okay, so linking, you use to track, let's say what's going on with that defect or what's going on with that requirement, to make sure, okay, this defect is fixed or not. That's why you use this linked entity option. Okay, any questions? Okay, so let's we have this next tab, development activity. So this is done by the developers. So what code has been changed, and is that code is moved to the next build, or next build is coming on. So all this information will be, will be in this. And who are the developers who are working on all this information will be there here. And history, right from opening a defect, how many people are accessed it, how many people change the status of the defect, from new to open, open to fix, fix to reopen, again reopen to testing, testing to close. All this information is stored in the history. Okay, so that's about this defects. So you have completed pretty much, all of the modules in this ALM, HPLM. Um, so any questions related to any modules in this? Okay. So these are some of these modules which we don't require. As a tester, we may not use all these modules. As a tester, we'll be only, um, working on requirements, test plan, test lab, and defects modules. That's it. Remaining all, some of them has access to project manager, with Scrum Master, or some people, a manager, they have this access to this. And developers will be having access to development module, such as what to build and what are the code changes and so on. Manager will be having access to this releases, libraries. Architect people will be having access to this analysis, so on. So every team member, every particular position will have their own way of access and own way of viewing these features. Okay, so performance team will be having access to the performance module, and they may not have all this access. They might have only few access of requirements will have access to everyone, only to view access everyone has, because developer, tester, architect, scrum master, everyone has this access to view access. But testing defects, only tester have access. And okay, Scrum Master, even though Scrum Master has this access, they will not use, because it's not their job, right? It's not their job to creating test cases and editing is not there. Okay, so let's quickly, go to your reports for this. Okay, so this also has this reports again, the same thing. You can have this reports as team level reports or project level reports. Project level reports is like, what are the projects we are working on, and what are the defects, and what are the issues, okay, we are working on, and how many issues, how many issues are there, and how many are fixed. All these are project level. Team level is how many people are working on this, and how many applications, how many testers there. So team level is is required for the manager, your boss, and project level is required for more for the scrum master. Okay. So, okay. So to generate a report, let's say if you want to generate a report for defects, okay, go to the analysis, go to project report, go to standard defect report. So if you forgot, no, that see if you forgot to link, so somebody asked it, if I forgot to link the defect doesn't exist. No, the defect exists, but you don't know, what is, if you remember the number, that's well and good. You can link it, okay, again. But if you forgot the number, then you need to, have some, you need to search. Either you need to search by this. Okay, let's go to clear. Either you need to search by summary if you remember some summary, or if you remember some subject, what is subject you put, or either this best way to search your defect is detected by. If you put your name detected by, all the defects raised by you shows up here. So if you forgot to link, then this number shows up. Once this number shows up, again you can link that. The defect will be there. No defect doesn't go anywhere. But if you forgot to link and you forgot the number, you forgot the summary, you forgot everything, but let's say you want to filter it. You can filter it by detected by, and you get that number and you can link that number to the particular test case. Yeah, you can track those defects using test case too, but it's better to track using in the defects module. Okay, so you can use this for tracking too, but you can it's always better to track in the defects module, especially this HPLM, right? So it's a little bit old tool. So you want to use particular module for a particular requirement. Okay, so you don't want to use a different module to do that because it will be slow. Okay, so this is how you can generate this. So once this report get generated, okay, so we can generate in doc. Let's say on docx. And this all this information will be actually get updated with company header and company logo, and all this information is actually gets updated instead of here you have this header is different, right? Application lifecycle management. Here the company header. Okay, so these are all defects. So this all doc is being prepared and this doc is ready. The document is ready, and whoever is working on the team has all the information here. Who are open what defects? What are the defects to be get escalated? Okay, all this information and how many people are working on this. So all this information is there here. And you just need to send this as a lead. You will be sending this, in save in your desktop, and you send an email to your boss saying that okay, so these are the report which you requested. Okay, so this is how you can generate this report. You can also generate graphs. Okay, so let's say this for someone. So here you can also generate the graphs. There are number of defects here and the total number of people who are working in this. And this will be closed, and we are fixed, and we are new, and we are open. Not distributed, and you can also do this in a pie if you want in pie chart. Do this in pie chart. If you click on that, shows what are the defects that are related to this. It's a purple color. Okay. So if you click on this, it shows okay, so these are the defects that are purple color. And you click on red color, and it shows this what are related to the color. Okay, so you can save this as JPEG copy or the. Okay, so and you can save it and you can send it. Okay, you send to the boss or whoever requested for you. to generate the report. So this does not do anything. Okay, so this is how you can generate the reports for this defects. Now you can do the same thing for the test test cases too. You go to test lab, select particular test case. Let's say you are working on this set. Okay, let's say you this set. Okay, click on this and go to analysis on that project report. Go to the project report and report selected. Same thing shows up. You can go to this create dockets. And you get this report. So this is for test. How many are this has information about what are the test cases you are working on, and how many are failed. Okay. Same thing you can do for the graphs too. Okay. Okay. The same thing you can do for the test plan. For the analysis, the project report, you can get all this information about the test plan. So the project report, we don't require that kind of report. We want more analysis. We want default report. Let's test with design steps. As soon as we wanted that, we want complete information, right? Okay, so we want this. Click on this. It's taking pretty long time. Okay, so okay, so actually this has printed all of those. So that's why it's taking too much time. Okay. So this is how you can get the test cases report for the test cases. So this is how test cases. Same way you can also generate report. Go to the graphs and status. So this graph is not that important. Okay, but still you can have this. You can check with this. This is how you can work on these graphs. Okay. And you can also do the same thing for the requirements. Since the requirements is not our job, you can still do it, but we are not worried about this requirement because as a business analyst, they will be actually working on requirements. So even if you have this access or something, you are not going supposed to do that. If you are going as a tester, okay. So that's about HPLM. So we have completed this, the HPLM. That's another test management tool. Okay. Any questions so far? You complete HPLM. Generating report is not exactly a tester job. It's a QA lead. It's more, if you are a senior tester, yeah, they might let you, they might also tell you to do that. Okay. So generating report is for more for a QA lead, because you lead will be having direct interaction with your boss or with your scrum master. You as a tester is not much into that, because you'll be worrying about more technical point of view. But lead not only technical but also has to coordinate with the manager, scrum master, to make sure okay, the defects are fixed, the reports are generated, reports are sent, all those things. So as a tester, you may not always require to use this reports. You will be only working on these test cases and this test plan and this lab. But if you are a senior, of course, they might let you to do that. So you have to do that. Senior tester, you need to do that. Or QLE also. Any more questions? Okay. Tomorrow we have this one class. Right? Tomorrow we'll take us UFT introduction. Tomorrow this QTP. Okay, so we'll just go through this QTP and we'll just have some brief idea. Okay, so tomorrow is homework review, right? So nobody came up with this homework, right? Today was due for certifications. So nobody came up with certifications. Only one guy actually showed this certification. Okay, so only one guy, completed the certificate. No one else. Okay, so if no one has any questions, so can we close this class for today? Okay, thank you guys.